Yo, what up? It is slightly past midnight over here. It's time for some cozy Haiku the robot. Uh, it is indeed me, Xoneris. Hi. Nice to meet you. Yeah. Haiku is a pretty cool game. There will be sections where I'll need to explain a lot very fast, and then there's sections where there's not too much to talk about. So just bear with me when maybe I'll ramble in nonsensical ways because I'm trying to juggle too many things. Alright, I mean, there's not much prelude I have to say. We can basically go right ahead. So the timer starts whenever I can start moving Haiku, the robot, which is the protagonist of this lovely Metroidvania. So maybe something I can explain right away while this... yeah, tech, keep ready on time. What I can explain is you see in the top left that like tempo meter, where it's like blue, yellow, red. That's like whenever I use abilities, that goes up, it charges up, and here we go. And yeah, you will see that in just a second. For example, when I slide here, you see it fill up. And yeah, that will be important for most of the things. Right here at the start, I'm trying to die as fast as possible to this first enemy, because then I'll go over here, bam. Little trick right there. You're not supposed to jump up to that key like right away. It's sort of like an unintentional double jump. Basically, if you hit the jump button like twice in a row very fast before you land on the ground, Haiku gets like a mini jump extender, which I'll use twice in the round. That was the first time, so it's kind of hard to notice if you don't know what you're looking for. But just believe me that I was not too supposed to make that jump right there. And yeah. So right here at the start, we'll be making our way to the first boss. Trying to kill some enemies so I can pick up some currency. Because this game has an interesting concept where the currency is also basically your healing, because you're a robot, right? So you see I pick up scrap metal, I think it's called in the game, when I defeat enemies. And that's also what I use to heal. Alright, coming up is the first boss. There's not really much going on in this boss fight. You just try to hit him a lot. He has like his set moves that he does. The balls that are coming from the ceiling are sort of random, trying to not get hit by them. Now he goes into a second phase. Yep. Not even sure what exactly is falling from the floor there, but you know, this attack, and should be dead in a second here, hopefully. There we go. I can still hit him despite him being dead. Alright, cool. That was the first boss. That's pretty easy. There's nothing too special going on here. But we're getting our first upgrade. Did I mention this is a Metroidvania? So we'll be collecting a bunch of upgrades that allow us to go to cool places and stuff. The first here is electromagnetism, or commonly known as wall jump, which I'll do right here. See if I can get this little special jump here. Currently impossible. Hello? If I went the normal way, I would already been up there like 7 times. There we go. Alright, so one major thing that makes the speedrun very fast is death warping, which I'm doing right here. The same thing I did right at the start of the game. So there are checkpoints in the game, and in order to go very fast in this game, I will only save at certain checkpoints, and will be trying to die very intentionally at specific spots so I can just basically warp around the map. Because the map is designed in a way that like lets you facilitate that. Or the speedrun route was like made with this in mind. So we're going a lot of different places, and when we do what we came to do, we just try to die and save the backtracking. And yeah. We are now going basically to the first checkpoint that we'll be using a lot. Taking a lot of damage here, so let's maybe not die and heal a bit. Yeah, 3 should be enough. Yeah, so we're heading, we're making our way to a checkpoint. And I will be death warping to that specific checkpoint, I believe like 3 or 4 times. So it will be our like friend for a bit. On my way there, I'm just trying to not get hit by everything in my way, which I'm currently not doing a particular great job of. But you know, such is life. But we're almost there, and then we can perform a pretty cool glitch that we'll be using a few times during the run. Alright, we're almost there. There we go. Here's the checkpoint. I'm also quickly equipping this thing, the Infinity Edge. Gives me 10% crit chance. We picked it up on the way anyway. Kinda helpful. Alright, and now we're setting up a glitch. So we're quickly waiting for that to run out. There we go. And now I will be running into this like environmental hazard 4 times and it will kill me. So there's a pretty cool thing in this game. So every time you take damage from environmental hazards like that thing, you get invincibility frames, and these invincibility frames stack, as you can see by me just walking past these 2 enemies. Right here is a boss fight, but because I have invincibility frames, I just walk past and we just skip the boss. That's easy. Easy as that. We'll be using that a few times during the run. Only right now is like the biggest time saver, because you can skip an entire boss, which is pretty helpful because the boss is very annoying. Quickly focusing here, getting through this maze without getting hit, which is kind of bad. There we go. All right. Yeah, so we're on our way to, I don't know, do some story stuff. Nothing super major happening here, so if Mod wants to read out 1 or 2 things, let's be a good moment here.
Oh, wonderful. I do have a $3 donation for you from Neflin, saying, there once was a game called Haiku the Robot, a game to run through ESA after dark. We had a good luck, Xoneris, good luck to you. I don't know what a haiku is. I mean, it was a solid attempt, I would say, like, I don't know, 6 out of 10, maybe, with, you know, being very generous. But thank you very much for that wonderful donation.
Yeah, so I speedrun Haiku the Robot, but that doesn't mean I'm good at making haikus. So I cannot really judge other people's haiku skills. But thank you very much nonetheless. Please keep donating.
Yeah, please donating haikus or what you think are haikus, and you know, we will have a good time during this run.
Or somebody should just donate the Wikipedia page for haikus, so everybody in chat learns how haikus work, and then we can get some haiku donations. Alright, so yeah, we just activated some triggers, you know, if you play the Metroidvania, you kind of know the drill. We go some places, we activate some things, yada-da-da-da, so we can just progress. Yeah. These enemies are a bit in the way. There we go. Thank you, sir. These enemies are random, so obviously they have to be in my way when I'm on a marathon run. Right, so we're making our way to the next boss, or basically the next mandatory upgrade that we need to progress in this speedrun. And this is pretty far away from the last checkpoint. This is exactly why Haiku the Robot, I wouldn't say is a difficult speedrun, but it's a very punishing speedrun, because the entire speedrun relies on death warping. So if at any moment I die without intending on dying, I'm losing a lot of time. That's why my estimate is kind of generous, I hope, and yeah, we'll see what happens. There's some mistakes that are very costly and others that are not so bad. So yeah, it's just important to die at the correct moments. All right, so you see this floating orb here. I've collected one earlier. These are just your random run-of-the-mill like collectibles in every single game. There is a NPC in the game that collects. I forgot the exact number. It's like 60 or something, maybe. Oh, I forgot to pull the lever down there. Yeah, there's these collectibles, and you might be asking, hey Xoneris, why are you collecting these? Are they useful for the speedrun in any way? And the answer is, kinda. The collectible itself doesn't do anything, but the NPC that is collecting them gives you 100 scrap metal, the in-game currency, and there is one point of the run where I need exactly 200. And by collecting 2 of them, which are basically just like in our way practically, we just have to like the minutest of like detours to get them, and that's very cool, very convenient, because normally obviously you're supposed to defeat all the enemies and they drop scrap metal, and that's how you kind of get more money. But you know, in the speedrun we don't really have time to bother with all the enemies. We just try to ignore and skip as many enemies as we can and only fight the ones that are like actively in our way. Alright, so coming up is the next boss, and this boss is super cool. I'm specifically running this game on an older version of the game, a dedicated speedrun patch, a developer intended speedrun patch, so I can do like this boss strat here. This is probably one of the easiest bosses because I can just do this. There's a few things this boss does, but you know, basically you can just do this until he's dead. And if you play the current version of the game, you can't do this, because at that point the developer, Mr. Morris, did some more things to this boss, so he has a bit more abilities and things he can do. But we don't care, so we just abuse it. Thanks for the speedrun patch, very cool. And we get our next ability, the body modifier. Or any Metroid runner ever, it's just Morph Ball, which allows us to go through these small passages like this. And now that we have what we came for, we do the Death Warp. And I didn't die up until here. I'm very happy. This is probably the biggest time loss you can have. So very cool, very cool. Right. Sometimes I get a bit confused because we're death warping to this save point 4 times. Sometimes I get a bit lost where to go next. But we're going here. So this is the NPC that I was talking about. We collected 2 of the things. He gives us exactly 200 money. Perfect. And we are now going to use those to buy ourselves a mandatory upgrade that we need for the speedrun. Which conveniently is more or less just around the corner. Just trying to not get hit by these enemies here. Over here. Oop. So, these 2 guys are NPCs and they sell you for 200 scrap metal. They either give you like heat resistance or like water resistance. For the speedrun, we need one of them guaranteed. But for the other one, we found ways to kind of skip it, so we don't really need it. So there's a bunch of areas in this game that have to do with like water and like Haiku the robot becoming like wet because there's water and rain and stuff. But we don't need that upgrade because the only time we are in like a water section, we're fast enough to not die there, which is very nice. Yeah, we're quickly killing this thing to get the booblet, which is a mandatory upgrade that we need to progress. And we do another death warp. This is a bit of a minor one. And now we go this way. And you see, once again, because I died to environmental hazard, I'm having some invincibility frames just for a few seconds here, which allowed me to just roll through that one enemy there. Oops, did not mean to. Oh yeah, let's. You know. Actually, since we're basically at the save point, let's just die and do this again. I don't want to go into this section with just 2 health. That's a bit scary. So yeah, because I got the heat-resistant armor kinda, I can now go to this like heat area, as you can tell. The burner. There's like 2 areas in the game that are like heated. And if I wouldn't have the heat-resistant armor, I would like take continuous damage in here, which we haven't found a way to skip this because these areas are just too long to survive with just 4 HP. Also, a little side effect in these like superheated areas, my overheat bar in the top left that I talked to you about in the beginning of the run, this is constantly maximum. And maybe I haven't explained this properly, but whenever the heat meter is at maximum, there are certain abilities that I can't use. Because, you know, Haiku's a robot. Most of his abilities, wow, that was unlucky, require energy and build heat, right? Makes sense. So, yeah. Luckily, we made it through. I'm at 45 scrap metal. That's crazy. I can heal for days with that. So let's quickly heal. And yeah. You see, now we're going into some kind of darkness area. And because of our like Navi friend that we collected earlier, we can now kind of see in the dark. Also, we would take continuous damage here if we wouldn't have our little light source. This is a little bit of a scary area, like atmospherically, not really gameplay-wise. So here is a save point. They're very important to not save here. I just need to equip the gyro accelerator, which you can only do at save points. So these chips that I, earlier, the Infinity Edge, the 10% crit thing, and the thing that I just equipped, if you played Hollow Knight, those are basically just charms. They do some minor side effect to your character. The Infinity Edge gives 10% crit chance, like I said earlier. And the gyro accelerator, that's very helpful. It makes us faster while we're in ball form. So if you see me be ballin' everywhere, that's like the reason why. Because rolling around in the ball form is just faster than walking. So that's why I'm trying to maximize being a ball as much as I can. And here we get our next upgrade, a space disruptor, which basically turns our slide into a teleport. This is probably my favorite ability in the game. It's pretty cool. Bonk. Has a very nice sound effect. And yeah, we got what we came for, so we die again. Doing another death warp. Alright, since we got the space disruptor now, we can do another, sort of glitch, I guess. We can, go through walls, kind of. This is kind of a secret wall. You can just, like, dash through, like, the electrical fence or whatever it is and get the next upgrade, the power bomb. And since we still have a few invincibility frames from the last death warp, we can ignore these lasers here, which is very, very cool. Can't ignore that laser, though, unfortunately. So this right there was the power bomb. It allows us to destroy these like super big blockades. This one here, bam, there we go. Power bombs create a lot of heat though in Haiku's system, so you can't like spam them. So in order to beat the game, you have to defeat 3 bosses: Electron, Proton, and Neutron. And this is the first one. I'd say this is the easiest. So, yeah. This boss doesn't have too many moves, abilities that are like dangerous or like super time consuming. You just try to hit him as many times as fast as you can. And there's a second phase. Now he gets a little bit more dangerous, but not really. Yeah, there we go. And that was the first boss. And now we are trying to also do a death warp in this arena. I'm actually not sure if I can do that. And there we go. So there's this dialogue and the little animation here that like skips some dialogue. You can hear like the music in the background, like of the cutscene that's supposed to happen. It's pretty cool. But we're not here for cutscenes. We're here for speedruns, so gotta go fast. And yeah, now it's time to say goodbye to our trusty old checkpoint, because now we are gonna find ourselves a new best friend, a new best checkpoint. Before we do that, we take a quick detour over here. Use the power bomb as like a little jump extender. Just like this. And now we're getting the, in my opinion, the coolest ability in the game. I love this ability. In very earlier versions of the speedrun, we didn't get this. But we found routes to make this thing useful. This is so cool. Just like a kind of a grappling hook, but you like go all the way vertically. It's so fun to use. Alright, and my favorite enemy of the game, these light bulbs, they're very annoying. They tend to always be in your way. Okay. This room went very nice. There's like 4 of them in this room. Okay, let's actually go this way. This is a bit easier. Okay, I'm overheated, so I cannot teleport. So just let's juke him out. There we go. There we go. All right. Don't ignore what's happening there in the background. All right, this is our new best friend. This is our new favorite checkpoint. There we go. We'll be death warping to that one twice, I believe. And yeah, we're making our way to the next of the 3 boss fights that I just mentioned. And for the next one, we'll be going into the bunker. There's a bit of a higher level, let's say, area. There's a bit more of an end game area, I'd say. Also, some cool, neat little tricks that will be happening here. Also trying to utilize the hook shot as much as we can, since we got that. We also need it in this area a few times, just to get to where we need to go, as you'll see in just in a second. Quickly killing this enemy. Dashing through this thing. Alright, coming up is a glitch that I'll be doing exactly once. Hopefully I don't mess this up. There we go. I'm not supposed to dash through that. I'm supposed to go all the way around and open it up from the other side, but you know, if you dash at the correct angle, also by the way, just for the meat, Kobe. And yeah, we're almost at the boss. Wow, this is going pretty good. So yeah, coming up is the second of the 3 bosses. This one is yeah, this is definitely the hardest one. So yeah, this guy just has a lot of things that he can do, and it's more about not getting hit too many times. So let me quickly focus on this boss. This guy's a bit annoying. He also has like a million HP, it feels like. Alright, that was not so good by me. Okay, let's just take it slow, don't do anything risky. Slow and steady. Yeah, I really wish he would do a different move, but I guess that's not in the stars today. There's like a different move this boss could do right now that's like would allow me to do way more damage. Bro, he did the same attack twice in a row, 3 times in a row. That's kind of annoying. Oh, there we go. Okay, this is the second phase. Gives me a tiny bit of time to quickly heal up a bit, to be a bit more safe. Okay, perfect. Okay, now he does his super Omega Death Laser. There's nothing I can do here. If you're really good at this fight, you can defeat the boss before he does this. It's kind of a scripted attack that he does. But it basically requires a perfect fight. Okay, there we go. Woo! Nice. That was pretty good, pretty good. Unfortunately, there are no environmental hazards in this arena, so I unfortunately cannot, like, you know, get to 0 life. So I can skip this cutscene. But I'm pretty sure it's actually not even beneficial to do this. Because the place where we end up is kind of convenient. Yeah, because we need to go back to this area, which we kind of came from. Now we do the double jump thing again. There we go. Nice. Must be so confusing if you like don't know what you're looking for. That looked like a normal jump to every person, but it's actually no. Coming up is a... Remember when I talked about the water-resistant armor thing? Yeah, coming up is the only time where I'll be taking some damage from like water. So I'll quickly heal full up. My overheat needs to be at exactly 0. And I'll focus on this real quick. So let's see how this goes. So far so good. And should be good enough. Perfect. Perfect. Only took 1 single damage. If you mess up, you die there pretty easily. That's crazy. Yeah. Basically, we're just making our way to our next boss. So, not super much interesting happening for the next little bit. So, Maud, if you have something to say, this is another good moment for you.
Wonderful. I do have a $10 donation from Psychonauter saying, "Go fast, Xoni." That donation unfortunately does not go towards any of our polls or targets. So please, if you do donate, which we would all really appreciate, if you do, there are 3 tabs on the Tiltify page. Those are rewards, targets, and polls. Not necessarily in that order. And your money can go to all 3 of them. So please do check out all 3 tabs and, you know, select out of those what you like best. Back to you, Xoneris.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Psy. Love you. Alright, this, maybe if you can tell from the background, this is another, like, heated area. Ooh, that did not mean to jump that high. This is another heated area where we would be taking a lot of damage if we wouldn't have the fire-resistant armor by now. No. God damn it. Good thing I have so much money. Let's take this slow. We're doing so good. We're doing so good. Let's wait this out real quick and jump and jump. There we go. Once again, we're almost at the boss. Alright, yeah, final, not final boss, but like the final of the 3 guys before the final boss. So this one, I'd say, also pretty easy. There's a few attacks that can randomly hit me, but we'll see what happens. So this is my favorite attack. This is pretty chill. You basically just sidestep slightly under him and just hit him as much as you can. Nice, very good, very good. And he just continues, that's great. That's a lot of... There we go, and we're already at 2nd phase. This is the annoying attack, because I can't do anything here, really, to damage him. I just have to jump over it. Also, yeah, keep in mind, because this is a superheated area, you see my overheat thing is at maximum, so I can't use my teleport or my grappling hook or anything. And there we go, that's the boss. Very nice. And yeah, once again, trying to jump into the lava at the correct moment so we can skip the cutscene right about now. I got the lock thing again. There we go. Alright, now that we defeated all of them, you see them in the background, we defeated them. Actually, I can just show this. Normally you would skip this because it's slow, but yeah, this is the door to the final boss. And yeah, this run has been going very, very, very well, so we're already at the final boss. Can you believe it? That's insane. So unless I'm dying to this guy like 5 times, I should be underestimated. Crazy. Unbelievable.
Wait, what?
I know. I'm actually amazed how well I'm playing.
That's not what I signed up for when I was hosting for a Xoneris game.
True, true, true. The true Xoneris fan are devastated. Unless I'm actually... Oh, second phase? Okay. This guy actually has 3 phases, so let's see how this goes. Please, okay, third phase. Yeah, unfortunately I'm a bit slow. Do you really have to teleport there? Ah, man. Okay. Man. Good thing the boss is right here. The last boss is actually kind of dangerous. He has a lot, like the first phase is not too bad, but second phase and third phase he can do random attacks that's like spout out these like black little blobs. I don't even know what this is supposed to be. Like some chaos matter or something, whatever. And it's random projectiles. They're kind of dangerous. Yeah, that was my bad. Ugh, did not. Okay, second phase. Can I get some crits? Bruh. I swear. The problem was probably that I jinxed myself. Why did I have to say anything? Should have just embraced it. Okay, surely this time. Great start. Man, why am I doing so bad? Yo? Okay. That's unbelievable. Sup, Yato? I'm trying to lock in, okay? But this boss is kind of hard. I know. I still have enough time, okay? Okay, just give me a break. Give me a break.
I should have. There you go.
There we go.
There
My
you
God.
go. That's my goat right there. Is that phase 1 or something?
Huh?
Is that phase 1 or something?
No, we're done. So time is coming up, by the way.
You're done. Oh, that's my
Oh,
guy.
yeah. Time is about kinda sorta now.
Kinda, sorta.
We have an auto splitter, okay? It just times at the correct moment by itself.
You know what? You're right.
Man, stupid final boss.
You didn't went over estimate, so that's cool.
Yeah? See? All the doubters.
So you're doing a very well job.
Yeah, I did so well until I had to open my mouth and talk about the estimate. Why? Why? Why do I do this?
Because you need to lock in first, and then, then you will think about, okay, what's my estimate?
Yeah.
But
Locked in
Xoneris,
first.
I do want to remind you, you were talking about dying 5 times, you only died 3 times, so, you didn't jinx yourself that bad.
True, true. Yeah. Want to quickly give a few shout-outs before I turn it back to ESA. First of all, I just want to give a shout-out to the developer of this game, Mr. Morris. I really love this game. This is one of my favorite Metroidvanias. Such a lovely game. If you're at all interested in Metroidvanias, please give this a go. I'm pretty sure is summer Steam sale is still going on? Is that a
Yeah,
thing?
it's going on.
I'm pretty sure it's discounted for 40, 50% or something.
I am checking right now.
Cool. Shout out to the Haiku Speedrun community.
Oh yeah, it's like $6-7. 66%?
66% off. See, you should get it for, like $6. If you enjoyed this, please play it. There's like so many areas that I skipped over in the speedrun, so check it out. Yeah, thanks for ESA for allowing me to do this run. And shout out to all of my friends that are currently at the DJ night downstairs.
And shout out to all the people in the credits. What the heck is going on?
Shout out to all the people who not raised money, but like support this game on Kickstarter. So
Oh, Kickstarter. Oh, that makes sense.
Oh yeah, and one last final shout out, the most important one. Once again, if you're at all interested in Metroidvanias, I have a little passion project. It's a website I made called Metroidvania.gg. It has everything you want to know about Metroidvanias that are currently in development or released in like the last 5-ish years or so. So please check it out. Doesn't have ads. I don't want any money from you.
Oh wow,
It's just
he's
free
actually
information.
Serious.
Yeah, I'm actually
Star Rift Saga, Shadow Labyrinth. What is it? Eveland?
Yeah, these are all Metroidvanias.
Eveland is a Metroidvania.
Yeah, listen, the genre of Metroidvania is a bit fluid on its description.
Oh, it's Phaland. Okay. Constance? I'm getting Constance. That game
Constance
is
pretty fun,
sick.
right? Yeah. Anyway, don't want to drag this out too much. Thank you everybody for watching. I hope you had a great time.
We'll see you next year.
Probably, maybe.
Wait, are you not participating in the Mario Relay?
No,
Are you participating in the Flash Relay?
no.
You're so boring, bro. What the hell?
Yeah. Thanks for watching. I hope you're having a great night. Thanks for the impromptu whatever this is.
Bro, I gotta coach you. You gotta lock in, bro. Lock in.
I locked in.
We gotta coach each other more often, man.
Anyway, thanks for having me. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Xoneris, and we'll be back after a quick intermission with a Dexter by Noki Doki. See you around.